The unexpected encounter. It was just another regular Monday morning, or so I thought. There I was, trying to focus on Miss Bertrand's droning lecture in first period, battling the usual urge to drift off. But something felt off, not the kind of off you can easily shake off. It was a gut feeling, a creeping anxiety that whispered to me that today was going to be different. The gray clouds outside my classroom window promised rain, which was strange because the forecast had insisted it would be clear all day. I rubbed my arms, fighting off an unexpected chill that sent shivers down my spine. Little did I know, my instincts were about to take center stage. The classroom atmosphere. Miss Bertrand's voice blended into a soothing hum, but it wasn't doing much to keep me engaged. I found my gaze drifting out the window, along with a few other classmates, who seemed just as absorbed in the gloomy scenery and the slow ticking of the clock. My eyelids felt heavy, and drool threatened to escape before I quickly wiped my chin. Not today, I thought, as I looked back to the front, where Miss Bertrand continued her endless lesson. I stole a glance at my classmates. There was Kyle, fidgeting with his pencil, and Lisa, her eyes glazed over as if she were on a different planet entirely. I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. The cold air that rattled my bones seemed to wrap itself around my thoughts. What was going on? Introducing Jeff. Just then, I caught the eye of the new kid, Jeff. He was an odd character, always sitting at the back with his messy hair and hood up. He turned slightly and managed a smile, but it looked more like a grimace. It was the kind of smile that made you think he knew something you didn't. Maybe he was just trying to fit in, or maybe he sensed the same shadow that I felt. Whatever it was, it made me a bit wary. Today felt important, but not in a good way. The ominous event. Just then, the skies outside opened up with a loud clap of thunder that rattled the windows. My heart raced, and I felt heat flush my cheeks. "That was extremely loud," someone muttered. Everyone's attention snapped back to Miss Bertrand, who was now staring out the window, her expression frozen. I couldn't help but think, is this just my imagination? The cold air intensified, wrapping tighter around me like an unwanted blanket. Suddenly, I spotted a shadow moving across the window shade on the door. Goosebumps danced across my skin, and I held my breath as the door slowly creaked open. Miss Pepperdine's arrival. In walked Miss Pepperdine, our school secretary, with her usual peppy attitude. "Good morning, everyone," she chirped, her saccharine tone cutting through the tension like a knife. But this was no ordinary visit. She leaned into Miss Bertrand's ear and whispered something that made my stomach turn. Then she turned towards me with a smile that felt too bright for such a stormy day. "We need one of your lovely students for just an eensy second," she said, beckoning me forward. I gulped, my heart pounding, as I rose from my seat shakily, the chilly air seeming to bite at my skin as I followed her down the hallway. Encounter with the psychologist. As we drew closer to the principal's office, I noticed a woman exiting. It was our school's psychologist, serious, businesslike, and not the kind of person you ever wanted to see in a situation like this. She turned her gaze towards me, a mix of pity and horror in her eyes, before walking past without a word. I could hardly think as Miss Pepperdine pulled open the office door and ushered me inside. My palms felt clammy, my breath hitched in my throat. What could this possibly entail? I had a sense it was something much bigger than I could comprehend. Final moments in the office. "Well, I guess this is your cue," Miss Pepperdine exclaimed as I stepped through the door. The bright light inside the office contrasted sharply with the dark clouds outside. I took a deep breath, steeling myself for whatever awaited. The room felt charged with tension, and my mind raced. What was happening? As I looked around the office, taking in the serious faces, my heart raced. I knew that whatever was about to unfold would change everything. Outro and call to action. And just like that, I was left teetering on the edge of an unknown precipice. What could possibly happen next? Stay tuned to find out, and don't forget to subscribe for more tales of unexpected encounters. There's always more to unravel, and who knows what the next chapter will bring. Click that subscribe button for updates. You won't want to miss it.